I'm always happy with a bit of sunshine and blue sky. So let's go and see what we can discover this week. Welcome to Colganology. Oh, I see they've ploughed this field. So the lonely tree in the middle there, that old oak, is looking even more lonely than usual. But yeah, I wonder what that's going in here. I mean, this is one of the fields used for the sheep, so I imagine it's probably high yield grass or something. But I know maybe he's going to go next year for mixed arable and sheep. Who knows? Now, last year I did a thing called Leaftober, where basically, oh, hang on, I've got a duck under this branch. Oh. A thing called Leaftober, where basically I found at least one attractive looking leaf every single day throughout October, and then sandwich them all together into a video at the end of one of these miscellaneous videos. I think I'll do the same this year, and I think I found my first candidate. Look at those fabulous colours. This bodes well. Even your common or garden oak leaves can be spectacular at this time of year. I love the fact the colours start on one side. They go one side of the central vein. Amazing, beautiful colours. Now that's a shaggy parasol. We get a few of those along this path. Quite tasty when they're young, not so good now. When I started this channel back in lockdown, what's that, 3 years ago now, 4 years ago, one of the inspirations for doing it was to make me get out there and find out what's going on in nature. And I was inspired by my police career, of all things. Yeah, I was a police officer for a few years, and 30 years in fact, in London. I was a London bobby, and at one point in my career, of course, I did pursuit driving, as most cops do, to some level. And one of the things that happens when you're learning to be a pursuit driver is they take you out, obviously, with an instructor, and they make you do a running commentary. So as you're driving along, you've got to constantly find things to talk about. You know, the speed limit, what potential hazards are all around you, what vehicles are parked on the side of the road, all those sorts of things. You've got to constantly keep talking about what cars are in front of you, what cars are behind you, what vehicles are around you. The idea of doing a commentary is that it forces you to look further ahead, it forces you to look around for things to talk about, and it increases your observation skills. So the chances of you being involved in a collision of some kind is minimised. And I started doing the same thing with these videos. I started going out for walks with the dogs and, fly. I started going out for walks with the dogs and doing a commentary as I was walking around. And the result was that I noticed a lot more. I noticed a lot more things over here than I'd noticed previously. I don't have to speak out loud now, apart from on these videos, but I notice so much now. It's joyous. I think this is a honey fungus. There's a lot of it around, a lot of it. And it sort of goes from a sort of deep yellow to a sort of brown to this slightly more, unless that's two different, no, I think that's two different types of mushroom actually. Actually, those might be oysters. It's hard to tell because they've got a bit sort of weird and mouldy on top. But how lovely. The fungus has turned up. In fact, there's some proper honey fungus just over here. I can see them because they've got that sort of greeny yellowy top to them. Can you see? Some there, look, as well. As I've said over and over again on these videos, it is a mast year this year. It's an unusually rich year for nuts and fruit and things. Just look at this hawthorn. Look at these haws. Look at them. You can use them to make ketchup. You can use them in jam. They're sort of related to apples, so they've got a slight appley taste. Very easy to identify because they've always got a little star-shaped leaf on the end. Can you see a little five-pointed star leaf? I'm trying to find a really good clear example. There's a couple there. And the leaves are quite easy to identify too, but that tree is absolutely loaded with them. Look at that. Wonderful, and a beautiful colour as well. Lovely pop of colour. This little dog rose hasn't got the biggest rose hips, but they're always a beautiful colour, and they're actually very sweet. Whenever I've made rose hip syrup, this is where I've got them from, this particular dog rose. There's also got a little secret, because I don't know whether you can see, but right in the heart of this bush there's a mistletoe plant growing in there. Hopefully we'll get some berries this year, and I'll be all set for snogging at Christmas. As if. I'm not entirely sure what these are, but it's quite a good bunch of them. I've not seen these here before. I usually spot things year after year when they come up, but I'm not sure of these. Got to look them up. Very windy the last few days, and as you can see, the proliferation of acorns is shaking a few off the trees. Lots and lots and lots. It's actually crunching underfoot as you walk. Might be something that must smell good. It's particularly mad under this oak tree. The ground is quite literally made of acorns. What a mad year. First day out with the fleece today. Definitely much chillier in the air. It's only about 14-15 degrees, and definite chill in the air, and the wind makes it even chillier. See, we have a few oak milk caps growing around this tree. They tend to grow in a ring around the outside of oak trees. Yeah, there's quite a few around here when you look. But I was more struck by the colour of these leaves. Look at this. The colour of this. Isn't that beautiful? Wow. Looks like we've had some russulars here, but someone's kicked them over. Why do people do that? Why have people got a thing about kicking mushrooms over? I don't get it. Are they scared of them? Is it like chasing away spiders? I really don't understand it. Sorry there hasn't been too much content this week, but I've been quite busy with various projects. Plus, I've had my annual cold. I don't get a cold very often. When I do, I tend to get quite a heavy one. And about 3 days of being just totally washed out. Couldn't even take the dogs out. But still a bit wheezy, but back out now. Thing is though, even if I was feeling a bit poorly, I still couldn't sit around doing nothing. So I did some cooking. The last of this year's tomatoes. Had a big crop this year of red tomatoes. Lots of green ones left and they're not going to ripen, just not enough sun. So green tomato chutney. It's easy. It's just green tomatoes, onions, an equal amount of onions to the tomatoes, vinegar, brown sugar, a bit of garlic, a bit of black pepper, a bit of sea salt, and a few raisins. That's it. Just put it all in there, bring it up to the boil, let it simmer for about 2 hours. Beautiful unctuous chutney. I'll come back when it's done. That all boiled down over the course of an hour into a nice jammy gooey chutney, as you can see. So now it's just a matter of letting it cool down, and then we'll try some. These dogs love walking through the woody places. Maybe because there's more wildlife in here. You know, there's obviously squirrels and rabbits and not so much hares, but certainly badgers, foxes. We've had some great footage recently on the wildlife pond. We've got a trail cam set up there, and we've seen all sorts of animals coming to the wildlife pond to have a drink. I mean, it's teeming with wildlife over here. I like coming over in the evening, just watching the bats. So maybe there's lots of smells for them, I don't know, but they really like the woody places. When I had to take on my mum's dogs, because, you know, she became a little bit bedridden, couldn't move around very much, and I brought them up here, they were very antisocial, because they'd never really met a lot of other dogs. So they mostly lived in mum's garden, or gone out for walks with a dog walker in places which didn't have a lot of dogs and a lot of people. So I've been slowly but surely trying to acclimatise them to other dogs. And I can't tell you how good they're getting. I mean, look how close they're getting here to this lady's dogs. Even just a month ago, they would have been barking like crazy. And 3 months ago, they would have been going absolutely spare. But yeah, we're getting there, slowly but surely. And I think, you know, a few more months, they'll start being a lot more sociable with other dogs. Interestingly, the lady I'm talking to there is also from Cornwall, like me. And there's at least 2 other people I meet on these dog walks regularly who all originally hail from Cornwall. Even that's 300 miles away. Isn't that extraordinary? Well, it's not so extraordinary really, because unfortunately Cornwall's a very poor area, and even back in the 70s when I was a boy, the chat you had with your careers teacher was all about what are you going to do in the future and what's your plan for getting out of Cornwall, because there was just no work there. And even if you did find work, there's nowhere to live because there's no rental market, because any house that comes on the market that's affordable gets snapped up as a holiday home or a holiday let or a second home. So there's an awful lot of Cornish people up here. In fact, I used to regularly go into London to, in the days when I worked in London, to a pub in Soho called the Sun and 13 Candles, where once a month they have a Cornish night, and it's all the Cornish diaspora. It's all Cornish people who are in the southeast who all used to meet, sing Cornish songs, do a Cornish quiz, eat pasties, and just generally have a really good time. So yeah, curious. But yeah, it's nice. A little bit home from home, chatting to people who've got the same accent as me. I wonder if my mic will pick it up. But listen to the birds in this hedge. It's all starlings, I think. What a row. Meanwhile, slows everywhere. I've never known a year like it for slows. Absolutely mad. Hope you can see that. There's a roe deer out there, right in the middle of the field on its own. I think it's seen me. Yeah, it's doing a bit of a runner. Oh, there's another one lying down. Oh, there's another one lying down just to the right of them as well. There's 3 of them there. How nice. In fact, the one that's poked its head up now, if I can get them in the middle of the shot, the one that's poked its head up now looks like it's got another one with it, maybe a foal. But yeah, there's at least 3 or 4 out there. The sheep are over there in that field. But yeah, so we've got at least 3 roe deer here, possibly 4. How lovely is that? Nice to see the alpacas out and about and exploring. Another one just over there, looking after the sheep, which are depleted because a bunch of them went off to slaughter this week. But, oh, great sky, lovely sky. But yeah, here's some of the alpacas coming to say hello. Oh no, he's having a lie down. He's decided he's had enough for the day. Oh, dust bath, lovely dust bath. That's nice. Harris. Wait, no, you don't bark at the sheep or the alpacas. How lovely. Right, on with the walk. I think that's probably it for this week. Not a very eventful week, but it's nice to keep these little video diaries as the year goes through. If you like the sort of thing, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. And also, of course, it means you'll get alerts for some of the weird and wonderful musical and artistic videos that are coming up in the very near future. Anyway, until I see you next time, toodle pip. If you've enjoyed this video, then please consider subscribing, or click on some of these links to look at some of the other videos on the channel, or press the like button, or leave a comment. It would be lovely to hear from you. Any combination of those 4 things would be wonderful. Thank you very much.